Hi everybody, this is Ellie. Thanks so much for joining me today for the Planner Tag 2020 Who's Behind the Hands video. So a video tag, from my understanding and for my purposes, is a video where someone comes up with a series of questions and then tags or invites other creators to answer the same questions in their own video. I won't be tagging anybody because I'd like this to be open to anyone who would love to participate, and I will just leave the questions in the description box below, so please feel free to copy and paste them and to answer any or all of them. I did reach out to Sam Kelly because she is the person who unknowingly brought me into both the online planner world and the YouTube world, and she will also be filming and uploading a Planner Tag 2020 video, so I will include the link to that in the description below as well. While I answer these questions, you'll just see me prepping the rest of my March pages in my Hobonichi A6. For the questions in this video, I use the terms planner and planning, but to me, they're basically interchangeable with journal and journaling, so please feel free to answer however best suits your style. Question number 1. Tell us about yourself. If you're new to my channel, my name is Alicia or Ellie, and I love to plan in, well, basically anything, but what I'm currently using is a pocket-sized bullet journal as my everyday carry. I live in Ontario, Canada, in the Toronto area, and I'm a supply teacher. Number 2, how did you come across the online planner community? Well, I remember this very specifically. In November of 2018, I was trying to decide on my planner for the coming year, and I went to Google and typed in best planner, which, as you can imagine, yielded a bunch of different results, many ads, and a few recommended YouTube videos. One of those was Sam's Hobonichi video. I don't remember the specific name, but I remember clicking on it, watching it, learning about Hobonichi for the first time, and realizing that there were many other people who loved stationery like me and that they were filming videos that I could watch to my heart's content. Number 3, what is your current everyday carry? Oh, I kind of mentioned this, but my current everyday carry is my pocket-sized bullet journal. I use a pocket size because it is so portable and it fits in every bag or purse that I use. I love being able to just slip it in and take it anywhere with minimal bulk. I'm using a bullet journal because I love the flexibility of it. Some months I will just use pen and paper and it's totally functional and I love how clean it looks. And other months I'll add stickers and washi tape and decorate it way more, and I love that too. I just really enjoy how it adapts with my needs, and it's been working well for me so far. I've been using a pocket-sized bullet journal since September of 2019. I do switch out the leather cover that it's in every month because I have a collection of them and I like to enjoy them, but the actual system inside stays pretty much the same. Number 4, what is your favorite type of pen? For me, that would have to be Ballpoint. I grew up primarily using Ballpoint pen, although I did go through that middle school, high school phase of using all sorts of gel pens, the sparkly ones, the neon ones, the milky ones that wrote on black paper, and don't get me wrong, I still have and use and love gel pens. But what I would always go back to is a Ballpoint pen. Number 5, what is your most used pen and 2 honorable mentions? My most used pen, hands down, is the Uni Jetstream in the 0.5. I received my first one with the Hobonichi order and I haven't looked back. I love how fine it is, it's always smooth, it writes beautifully on the Tomoe River paper, and I'm just really happy with it. My honorable mentions would have to be the Le Pen Technical Drawing Pen in the 1.0 and the Zebra Sarasa Vintage Colors. I don't know if I could choose a favorite, they're all so beautiful, but I do have a particular fondness for the camel color. Number 6, what are your favorite planner accessories? Ooh, that's definitely washi tape and stickers for me. I love using both of those to embellish my pages. And I really like how the stickers come in either icons that represent what you were doing or characters that are, doing the thing that you want to mark down. There's so many super cute options out there. And same with washi tapes. They're beautiful, foiled, not foiled. I do lean more towards botanicals and neutrals, but I have a pretty varied collection. I also really enjoy my HP Sprocket because I just find it so handy to be able to print pictures right off of my phone and then stick them in my planner or journal pages. Number 7, what have been your biggest challenges when it comes to planning? Well, for me, the first one is definitely wanting to try everything. There are so many amazing options and makers out there, and people are so creative in how they use their setups and their notebooks and their planners that I find myself wanting to try everything. And that's not realistic. And realizing that not every system or notebook or pen is going to work for me has kind of been a journey. It's been fun to try things, but it's also really satisfying to be able to look at something and say, wow, that's beautiful. That works so great for her, but it's not going to work for me, and that's okay. So that's something that I continue to work on, but it has been fun to try different things and hone in on my style. It's just about recognizing that there's no need for me to try everything, and that's okay. My other big challenge is staying consistent with my setups that aren't my everyday carry, especially with journaling. I am in a dated Hobonichi for journaling. That's what you see on the screen. I'm decorating the rest of my March pages. And I was really consistent last year, but this year has been a very slow start for me. So I'm hoping by decorating them, I can play around a little bit and have maybe a little bit more incentive to get in there. Number 8, what do you do if you're in a planner funk? For me, that's go right back to basics. I will put every system away except for my bullet journal, and I will just use a pen in that and keep it very simple, very functional. And usually what happens is after a few days or a couple of weeks of doing that, I will start feeling the itch to be creative and play with my supplies again. And when that happens organically, then I will pull them out and start digging in. I also make sure to give myself grace about letting the other planners kind of slide. And I just remind myself that they're there to serve me. And if I need a break, that's totally okay. They'll be there when I'm ready. Number 9. What do your loved ones think of your planning hobby? Oh, my loved ones think it's super sweet and also, I think, a little bit funny. I'm not sure which part amuses them. I think how excited maybe I get over stationery goods and the fact that I wave my envelope around when I have stickers come in the mail. But they're also impressed with how many supplies I've accumulated. And impressed is the word that I'm using. It might be more like awed or shocked or aghast. No, they're all really happy and they know it's my hobby, but I've definitely fielded a bunch of questions like, how many pens do you have? You got more stickers? How many covers does that make? And it's all in good fun, and they're not wrong. I have a collection of all of those things. My partner thinks it's an incredibly wholesome hobby. He's used that word multiple times, wholesome, and we've talked about how I've managed to find just such a lovely corner of the internet, and everybody in this community is so kind and supportive and creative, and I just love being here. Number 10, if you have taken any personality tests, what are your results? For example, Hogwarts House, Myers-Briggs, Enneagram, etc. Well, I've taken all of those tests, and I would say that my results have been pretty consistent with each other and with the way that I see myself. My Hogwarts house is Hufflepuff, and those characteristics are loyalty, hard work, and fairness. My Myers-Briggs personality is the Defender, and I am an ISFJ, turbulent. So introverted, observant, feeling, and judging. Basically, I worry about things I can control and things I can't. I'm a perfectionist. I pay a lot of attention to detail, and I like order and stability. which those things I would say are all true. And my Enneagram results are 1 wing 9. I believe that's how you say it. I'm not 100% sure. Those two I had very close scores on, but my primary was 1, which is the reformer. So someone who's looking to improve things, someone who, again, is a perfectionist, can procrastinate but takes responsibilities very seriously and will get things done. 9 is the peacemaker, someone who has an optimistic approach to life and a conservative approach to change, which is very true for me. I have a lot of fun taking these tests. I took my Hogwarts one years ago. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. And the Myers-Briggs one I've taken a few times over the years with consistent results. And the Enneagram I actually heard about or saw for the first time on Sam's Instagram. So I enjoy doing that as well. I love reading about these personality traits and kind of diving deeper into that. And when I'm reading about myself, it's just like, yes, that's it exactly. These researchers and writers have articulated it in a way that I probably never could, and it feels really validating. What I really love, though, is having my loved ones take the test and then reading about their personalities, because it lets me see them and understand them in a way that I usually hadn't been able to before. And the last question is number 11. At the time that these questions were written, many of us are practicing social distancing. In light of that, what shows or movies would you recommend? So I'm going to recommend 3 shows that are all recent. 2 of them are still running and 1 of them just finished in January. The first show is The Good Place, and I don't really have words to talk about how much I love this show. I just think it's so smart, so full of heart, and different than anything else that I've watched. If you haven't heard of it, I think it's best to kind of go in without reading up on it and just enjoying it. And if you do watch it, please let me know what you think. The second show I would recommend is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Along the same lines, it's funny, it has heart, it's so consistent, those characters, it's learning about the characters and their personalities, and then they say something and it's just hilarious. It has me laughing out loud every time I watch it. And that's what I'm looking for personally at this time, are things that make me smile. And the third show does that as well. Schitt's Creek is in its final season and it's so sweet and heartwarming and a little bit over the top, but there's so much character growth in a realistic but also dramatic way. And I love it. It's been a joy to watch that one too. So those are 3 shows that I would highly recommend. And if you have any that you'd like to recommend, I'd love to hear them in the comments. To finish off this planner tag, I have a lightning round. So here we go. Functional versus fancy. Functional 100%. Don't get me wrong, I love my decor, but I am totally happy with pen and paper too, and I need it to work for me. Glue stick versus tape runner. Glue stick. I just learned about tape runner in the past year, I think, and I really, really enjoy it, but I find that glue stick is a little bit more versatile for me. It can get like really thin bits of paper that I'd be scared that my tape runner would rip off, so gotta go glue stick. For your planners and journals, cover or no cover? Cover. I love leather covers. I have quite the collection. They're so beautiful and unique and lovely to touch and smell and hold. Yes, definitely a cover. Stamps versus watercolor. Watercolor. I don't use either of those super consistently, but I do use watercolor more, and I just have a lot of fun playing around with it. And finally, stickers versus washi. Ooh, I'm going to have to go with stickers. I really didn't know what I was going to choose, but put me on the spot, and apparently it's stickers. I just think that it's so cute having these tiny little doodles representing whatever you need it to, a task, an event, a mood, and it's both, I think it's the little mix between functional and fancy, so best of both worlds. Don't get me wrong, I love washi tape, but if I had to choose, stickers. And that's the end of Planner Tag 2020, Who's Behind the Hands. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I also hope that you and your loved ones are all taking care and doing well. I'm thinking about all of you and so happy that we have this community to come together in. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.